Hello guys. So tomorrow we will have our INICET exam, and one day before exam we gone through a series of questions in our mind, and for that I'll bring to you the most asked question to me in my channel, in my group, on my Telegram, on my Instagram, and I'll try to answer most of them. If you have any more question, you can always contact me on the given links in my description. So the very first question is how to attempt the exam. This is the most asked question. See, before that, I'll like to explain how many questions you need to attempt. We will go for the second point first, right? See, we know we are going to have 200 questions total, okay? And for every correct answer, you are going to get 1 mark, and for every incorrect question, they're going to deduct 1/3 of it. Correct. And you know the total number of sheets are very barely around 20, 21. So competition is tough. You have to score for at least 96, 97 percentile to be somewhere around in hundreds. And if you are from general category, you have to score at least around 98 percentile. So for that, you need to have a very good score for that. For rankers, at least if you are in general category, it is advisable to score, especially for the toppers. You are supposed to score more than 190 questions. Be in rankers, correct? And if you are in OBC or in a CST, you can gamble around 180 to 185 questions. That much is very necessary to be in top rank and top 100, right? What happen if you are just say in around 150 or below 100? This is considered a very poor score. Below 100 is very poor. Up to 150 to 170, you can say you can hope for. It's just a suggestion that you are very well in right track for next exam, right? So, you may have a chance, may or may not. You are basically counting on these people. You just wish that there's nobody in these people. So, minimum 180, 185, you should aim for it. Aim for 180 questions, no matter what. Okay, minimum. And if you wanna score, if you wanna crack the exam, go for 190 plus. That's the borderline. Now we come to how to attempt. So let's just say you targeted for 180 questions and you have around 3 hours. Seems pretty demanding, correct? So when you attempt the exam, you have three options. Either to leave it empty, right? You do not attempt the question. Basically, do not attempt the question, or you have an option to mark as read. And basically, if you do not, you know, if you do not remove the mark, then it will be counted as a attempted question, right? And the last one is attempted. So for the exam, it is very necessary to first focus on these questions. which you can attempt. You know, the very first rule is just go for all the questions you're confident about. Focus on them, right? Just focus on what you can attempt. You are confident about it, correct? The problem with these is what people do is like for MDS especially I'm talking about is they jump into medical, and in medical most of the time you are just going to witness pharma or say general medicine and there, and most of the time you just end up putting everything as mark as read or leave. Most of them. Very few of them will go in attempted. So if you look at the score, you like I attempted around say 100 question, and out of 100 only 20 are in attempted, right? And because of that, you are going to have reduce in confidence. You will lose your confidence. And when you move to dental compartment, you are panicked in that state. At this point, you will going to do silly mistakes. Right? There another reason for that, you will have less amount of time for this purpose. For dental, you will have less time because you attempted most of the time in medical compartment. You were trying to answer those special questions, like you are confused between two answers, and you are sitting there and thinking it could be A, it could be B, it could be A, it could be B, and you lost your time. And for the dental, you have very low amount of time, and that will end up into failure, right? For this part, it is always advisable for go for all the question which you just confident about. You read the question, you read the option, you are sure about it, mark it. If you're not sure about it, just leave it. Or just mark as read and just say I'll deal with it in later. If you see for people who are not confident, say for example you are not confident in pharma, and you know you aren't prepared for it, why waste your time on it? Just go directly on dental questions. You see a pharma question, skip it. Go for dental first. Deal with all the dental. Take as much amount of time you can take for dental. If you are done with dental, then you will go for medical compartment, and in medical you will deal with those question you are sure about it. Okay. Then if you say with dental and with medical, if your attempted questions are say around 170, just gamble with only say 10 to 15 questions. Just gamble with where you are more than 50% sure. Okay. See, just imagine you score 170, you are still in borderline here. Correct? We like if you draw this score like these is 200, they are the best, right? Then 190, then 180, then 170. If you attempted it's here, you attempted like now at this stage you gambled with 15 questions, right? And out of 15, you have five wrong questions, right? So in these 15 questions you have gambled with, you have 10 correct and 5 wrong. Then you are in upgraded version. You are between 180 to 190. But if you attempted 15 questions and all are wrong, you are in this region. You do not want to fall back, right? If you are in 190, for example, your attempted questions are 190. Don't gamble. Stay there. Do not gamble with even 5 questions. You are only going to lose at this point. Because at this point, when you score 190 questions, you will be tempted to go for 5 more. Don't go for that. If you are in 170, you can gamble for more. You can gamble for 20 questions. If you are in 180, you can gamble for 10 to 15 questions. If you are 160, gamble for 30 questions. 20 to 30 questions. Your range should be 20, 15 to maximum if you are, if you are in dire need, just 30 questions. And if you have, if you are in 180 around, minimum like 50 if you are, in 180 area. But if you are in 190, just hold back, close your computer, go back to your sleep. Head down and sleep. Don't do anything. You'll be just fine. Correct? So make sure do not get tempted. Right? For a third question, I hope this much is enough for this much. Give you the answer. The third question is what to revise before exam. I suggest you go for dental first. Revise all your dental. If after dental you have some time, go for some medical topics. In medical, pharma, medicine, anatomy. I made a specific video but to revise a week before exam, but that much too much for that period. Just focus on dental only. And if you're very confident with dental, then go for medical part, just pharma, medicine, anatomy. Do not waste your time on micro or in biochem or in patho. Don't. Just ignore them. Even if you haven't did it, don't touch it. Just focus on main dental and then these few topics. Right? How to avoid negative marking? I told you. Simple. 200, 190, 180. Your first indicator will be attempted questions. Right? If you're attempted, just don't be tempted. If your attempted questions are more than 190, just don't be tempted by the 200. Okay? If you are scored around 180, just 10 to 15 gamble. You know that, right? Few more tips are read questions. Nobody does that. Right? Like, you'll read it, but you forget this important part. Focus on word like accept, note. Like there's a question like sometimes a question like which is not a contraindication. So this one indirectly is asking you indication. Sometimes just not indication. Like basically it is okay. Like whether it's not an indication or it's sometimes not in contraindication. Like just focus on that. You see contraindication, you'll jump for contraindicated, and you will have contraindicated content in the options. Read all options. Right. For example, the very beautiful question I usually ask in my channel is like number of like I just ask them number of cranial nerves. First option is 12. Second option is 24. Next question is two pairs. Then 12 pairs. Which is correct? You just will just jump to 12, which is obviously incorrect in this way. I'll tell you why. Then you will just say for 24. That kind of incorrect. If this question come to you, I'll tell you, you will go for 12 pairs. You should go for correct answer will be 12 pairs. Why? Because with 12, it see they are not 12. In your body, they are 24 now, basically. Basically 12 on the both side, right? So it's a 12 pairs actually. 12 on this side and 12 on this side. 24 also mean same, but in this scenario, in this particular scenario, 12 pairs is more correct. There actually are 12 pairs. But in the standard books, you will find 12 pairs of cranial nerves. You won't find 24 cranial nerves. 24 mean 1, 2, 3, 4, then 11, 12, then 13, 14, 15, 16. That's what 24 mean. In the standard book, in the article, you will find 12 pairs. That's why 12 pairs is the actual answer rather than 12 or 24. So you just blindly look at just 12. It will be very highlighted. They'll just put it in the very top or sometime at the very last, and you just dump on 12 and boom, you lost one third of your marks, right? So read all the options even if you know which is the correct answer. And there's one more rule of thumb is no, know why all other are wrong. If you can rule out why the options are wrong, it is very much sufficient for you. That will justify. Try to justify your answer, especially in contradictory answers. Justify them with some theoretical backing, and it is not supposed to be from dental pulse or from any third grade book. It's supposed to be from a standard book. Right? Give a logical reasoning behind it. Right? A few more tips. Just don't get tempted. Right? Don't feel like you have done your whole 180 questions and everybody in your room is doing their work and you're like, whether I'm doing wrong or these people know just too much. Don't bother about them, what others are doing. Just look into your paper, do your exam. Right? It's all about being mentally present. You know, there's a most beautiful woman in your class, just don't look at her. Being as attentive as possible you can be is your only answer. Read every word. You have to read each and every word. Right? Sometimes I just recommend some people who are, very panicking in this state. I just ask them to read every question twice, even though it costs you a lot of time, but it's better. It's give you a habit. And if, like in the starting phase, if first 50 questions is the key. If the first 50 question you have 30 and 40 are attempted, you're very confident. In the first 50 question you have 40 questions wrong or 40 question not attempted, you're going to waste your time on the last 150 question. You'll fail them also. You'll make silly mistakes there. So choose your question wisely and be very attentive. How much rank you should get? See, it's very tough, right? Number of sheets are just around 20. So for general people, for people belong to general category, you should at least bet around 20 to 30 rank. And if you are from OBC, around 50. From SC, ST, OBC or EWS, you can say max 100. This should be your aim. Marks are similar, more than 190 questions, 180, 150 to 170 questions. Correct? And for sheet matrix, it is very amusing for you guys. For orthodontics, you have very few sheets, right? You just have around this much sheets for endo, then oral surgery, and then for pedo, and then for perio. I just, sorry for the rough handwriting, I just reached out all the sheets available there. I'll also link the PDF if you want, but it's just for the rough idea that these are the sheets you will be fighting for, and judge yourself if it is worth it. Okay, just you know, for an they'll say that it's just 20 around sheets, right? And even though they say that the showbiz CNSC people have too much of a, it's just four, three, and one sheet for ST category, just one sheet, right? So good luck with that. Things are very difficult in this area. You don't have any sheets for non-clinical branches, just for clinical branches, you don't even have prosto in there, right? So good luck with your exam. I hope I answered most of your queries. If you have any more queries, ping me in the comment, or you can always contact me on my Instagram or my Telegram or my Facebook. Everything is given in description box. And if you want to attempt for more updates or you want to attempt free MCQ, free daily quiz, it's right available on my Telegram channel. Thank you very much. Peace out.